You've probably noticed more and more during the big showcases held around the games industry that an increasing number of really impressive looking games are coming from studios in China. So, for this week for Unpacked, I wanted to take some time to educate myself on this rapidly growing market, as it feels like every showcase we get these days has an exciting new game announcement coming from a Chinese studio we've never heard of before. This won't be an exhaustive look at the Chinese games industry, which is obviously quite complicated with the regulations that studios have to contend with the Chinese government, questionable working conditions, and the predatory nature of the gacha games. All things the Western games industry has issues with too, obviously. Free-to-play and mobile games remain the biggest winner for the Chinese games industry. In 2024, mobile games alone generated over $32 billion in revenue for the country. MiHoYo has been releasing hit after hit with their free-to-play games, which of course includes the mega hit Genshin Impact that literally just prints money for the company. The game was expected to have generated 10 billion, yeah, that's billion with a B, in lifetime revenue by the end of this year. If you want another mind-boggling stat, a game you've probably not heard of very much, or maybe caught a glimpse of in Amazon's secret level short for it, Honor of Kings is the biggest mobile game in the world, with an estimated 130 million daily active users in China as of October 2025, generating billions upon billions in revenue for Tencent. That franchise is getting its own premium Genshin-style game at some point, which, after getting hands-on time with it last year, yeah, that's going to deliver buckets of money. For a long time, the Chinese games industry has been mainly known for its mobile games and gacha output, but recently, we're seeing more and more projects announced that are looking to enter the premium AAA market. Many of these studios are funded by Tencent and NetEase. Tencent in particular has their fingers in so many studios around the world at this point, it's hard to even keep track. One of their biggest recent moves was investing billions of dollars into Vantage Studios, the new Ubisoft subsidiary that will house the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six franchises. A good reminder that Ubisoft has been working on Assassin's Creed codenamed Jade for quite a while now, which is a fully fledged Assassin's Creed game built for mobile, targeted at the Chinese market. Games Industry spoke with China Independent Game Alliance founder Simon Zhu back in May of this year about the growth of this premium market. According to Zhu, a big reason why single-player games never really took off in China until now was that the free-to-play market, due to its popularity, offered better business opportunities for developers. Single-player games were heavily pirated, and a lack of access for players. It wasn't until the online game boom in the 2000s that China's video game market in history truly began, which was then dominated by free-to-play games, said Zhu. We had to wait until March 2015 when the PlayStation officially entered the Chinese market for single-player console games to be formally introduced to gamers. Even then, single-player games still occupied a small niche until Steam's emergence significantly expanded access. Many of those games are among the most anticipated in the space right now, including Phantom Blade Zero and Tides of Annihilation, the latter of which just received a primetime highlight by Xbox at their recent partner showcase in November. In fact, in researching the script for this video, I was legitimately shocked just how many really impressive looking games have been announced over the last couple years that are coming out of China. Some that I had even forgotten were announced because there's just been that many. That list includes games like Blood Message, Mulan the Cursed Sand, Sword of Legends, 14 Years of Flame, Rules of Engagement, and the just announced The Godslayer from Pathia Games, who are also the developers of the My Time series. Obviously, there's a noticeable trend of what kind of games a lot of Chinese developers are going for here, but hopefully over time we'll start to see an expansion of genre interest from studios in the region. 14 Years of Flame is a single-player FPS that looks a lot like China's take on a Call of Duty campaign, which is super interesting, despite the trailer clearly being a bit more proof of concept than actual gameplay. I have no idea, of course, if any of these games will be good, or just have fancy-looking trailers, but so far, China's track record has actually been really impressive. Wukong Fallen Feathers released in July of this year and has sold an estimated 3 million plus copies, also receiving positive reviews despite some performance struggles at launch. Where Winds Meet just recently launched in the West after being available in China for over a year and has amassed over 10 million players since, which blew the expectations of the developers out of the water. Wuthering Waves, Infinity Nikki, Nakara Blade Point, and so many more have also been highly successful in the West. All have been positively received by player bases too. Of course, the big story for China though was Black Myth Wukong. Released in August of 2024, it was met with positive reviews and went on to sell 10 million copies in just 3 days. As of earlier this year, it had surpassed 25 million copies worldwide. Black Myth: Wukong was hailed as China's first AAA breakthrough, and I believe this instilled pride not just in the developers, but across the industry as well, explains Zhu. Many view their work as challenging the Western-dominated games landscape and elevating Asian cultural representation. This collective mission drives innovation and a deeper exploration of local and regional narratives. The Chinese gaming market has been steadily growing more and more console and PC based, with simplified Chinese overtaking English as the primary language used on Steam for the first time earlier this year. This has benefited Western developers as well, who are seeing significant sales for their games in China. An interesting fact I learned while researching the script is that both It Takes Two and Split Fiction were big sales successes in China. Apparently almost 60% of Split Fiction's player base was from China, leading to the game raking in over $100 million in sales globally. Initiatives like PlayStation's China Hero Project, which launched in 2016, has also been helping to bring about the premium game market with publishing, production, and marketing support for Chinese studios. There's a number of games that have either been released or are in active development listed on their website. Personally, I'm really excited about the growth we're seeing from the Chinese game studios into the premium space. I'm a huge fan of action games and Souls-like, so they're appealing to my gaming tastes, but I'm also fascinated by getting to explore different cultures and mythologies in the gaming space. We're seeing this growth not only in China, but in India, South America, and Africa too. Notably, PlayStation's Hero Project has also expanded to India and the Middle East in recent years. In the same Xbox showcase that Tides of Annihilation received a big spotlight, so did the next game from Notting Head Games, Raji Kali Yuga. Notting Head is based out of India, and their first project was Raji: An Ancient Epic. I'll actually be talking with them soon for my new podcast series I'm launching soon, Beyond the Pixels, about the growing game development scene in India. Inevitably, the growth of these regions will lead to more competition for the Western gaming space as well, hopefully forcing the big Western publishers to innovate and fight off the stagnation that has been plaguing them in recent years. It's been fascinating from a games media perspective to see how quickly China has been ramping up their efforts in the premium space. The big question now is if the games will live up to the hype or not.